G'day, it's Rusty from Rusty's Outback Adventures, and welcome to part 2 of our Perth to Point Samson and back video. We're just leaving Burrup Station now and we're heading off to Onslow for 2 nights. We're then off to Point Samson for 3 nights, coming back to Carnarvon, and we'll have a look around Carnarvon and the space station before we head home. So stay tuned and enjoy the video.
Well, it's not every day you see someone out on a bike touring around the northwest. This guy is. I hope he doesn't mind me filming him as he goes past. Hey mate, how you going? Well, there you go. Here's us doing it in the luxury of a 4-wheel drive, and he's doing it on his push bike. More power to him. Doesn't seem to matter where you go these days. There's always a bit of roadworks going on somewhere, and this might have been recent cyclone might have damaged some of this road, so they're putting a new edge on it. Well, after leaving Burrup Station this morning, we've come across Burrup Road, and now this is the intersection of Burrup with the Northwest Coastal Highway, and we're going to turn left here and head up north towards Port Hedland and Carnarvon, but we're going to stop in at Onslow. Well, we've just crossed the Nanyatara River and we're pulling into the Nanyatara Roadhouse. We're going to have a stop for morning tea, and I'm going to refuel as well. They don't miss you here. It's 180.9 for diesel. Just coming up on the turn off to Onslow now, and we've got 80 k's to go, and we'll be at our destination for the next couple of days. So quite looking forward to Onslow. I believe the fishing's really good and a bit of sightseeing as well, so we'll see how that goes. The turn off up on the left here is the turn off to the old Onslow, and we'll probably duck out there tomorrow and have a quick look. Now we think these ponds here might be part of the Onslow salt mine that was on the left hand side, so maybe that's what all these are. We're sort of guessing here, but it sounds good until we find out what they really are. Oh, we've just booked into the Discovery Park's caravan park, and we're just finding our site, which is just down here on the left. So yeah, we're just here. Alright, this is Camp Rusty at Discovery Park's caravan park in Onslow. The trusty nav and the camper trailer, and we've got the sister-in-law and her hubby's D-Max camper trailer, and we've got the Gary the gazebo set up there for a bit of shade. So yep, settled in quite nicely. We've gone for a walk through the caravan park and come out the side gate, and it says to Groin Road, and it looks like we've come out onto a rock groin. I'd say there's a marina. If I pan around here to the left, goes back down into some fair bit of activity going on down there. These channel markers through this channel identify how to get in and out, and there's a few further out to see, and I won't pan around to the left because I'll be right in the sun. So I've heard there's fishing off this groin, so I think we'll be coming to have a throw a line in. Well, we've come up here to the Onslow War Memorial, and there's also a Ian Blair boardwalk, which we'll probably do a bit later, and as part of their memorial they've got diggers' hats, and there's a plaque on the seat in honour of the members of the Onslow Volunteer Defence Corps. And as you can see, if I get a bit closer, there's the memorial. just take you out here. Lady Pamela and Harmony. So there's the sorry about the bit dark there. This is in memory of the 7 crew members of the fishing vessels Lady Pamela and Harmony, lost off Onslow during Cyclone Bobby, February 1995. Wow, okay. Out here, this is low tide. Wow, I think the tides are in the range of 3 to 4 metres here. And that's low tide. Out there in the distance, I'm not sure which one, Thevenard Island's out there somewhere. I think it's part of the Mackerel Islands group. And the fishing's meant to be pretty good out there. Fishing's meant to be pretty good here in Onslow too. I'm going to throw a line in this morning. Not sure if this is showing real well. These are the islands. This is Onslow here. It's a range of different islands showing here. Montebello's is 70 nautical miles. Barrow Island's 47. Thevenard's out here 11.5. And Perth's 1696 k's away. And Sydney's 5,212 in that direction. We're just heading out to 4 Mile Creek. And along the way you go past the Onslow salt mine. And there's a conveyor belt runs. Can't see it now. There's a conveyor belt runs from there out to a port that's a restricted area. So yeah, one of the main industries up here is salt. We've just come out here to 4 Mile Creek, and with low tide being this morning at 7:30 and now it's about 9:30, there's not a lot of water in this creek. Leads out to the ocean. I'll take you down and show you the creek in a minute. That's just looking back up the creek a bit, and over there in the distance there's an LNG somewhere here, the LNG loading facility, and there's an LNG tanker out there at the moment. So that's the liquefied natural gas that I guess goes over to China and Japan, whoever it is who are our customers. Well, here in the car park you've got some barbecues and table and chairs under some shelter. And there's a deck out here, and there's a boat ramp to our left. Looks like someone's going fishing. So this is the creek. I've heard the fishing's supposed to be pretty good here. Yeah, it is low tide, as I said, and there may still be fish in here. I've been told fishing the rising high tide is the way to go, and maybe this afternoon might be a better option. But there's the creek. So we're just going to head out here to the old Onslow town site and have a look. Sometimes the road can be impassable when it gets wet, so we'll take the opportunity to go and have a look. Follows the Ashburton River, and there's camping grounds all the way along here, and as you can see there's quite a few campsites just along here, and I think it's just rock up. You don't book or anything, you just come out here and find a spot. The sign on the road said stray cows along the road. Well, look what we've just found. Well, this is the site of the old Onslow town site. And this plaque has been erected to show everything, show where we all are. There's the turn off. The cemetery was just there, which was just back on that other corner. So there's a whole range of diverse shops in that police station, a church, post office, tennis courts, a hotel, several hotels, an old jetty which we'll see if we can go and find, tram terminus. There's also a wool dump, and the road board office for Ashburton was also out here. So yeah, where are we here? So we're out here at the moment, and the new Onslow is really not that far. If I just pan around, the port is over there, and the Wheatstone onshore facility is there. So we're not really far away, really. But yeah, we're going to check out some more of the old town site. This is the site of the original police station quarters, and also the jail. Quick wander through here. See if we can go in one of these. Not sure if the light's going to be any good in here. That's quite cool, actually. Looking at the roof up there. This must have been the open roofed exercise yard that was mentioned on the board. It's topped with broken glass. The idea was to stop people escaping over the wall. That's the exit. Yeah. Living quarters as well for the police officers that lived here, that worked here. Where those cells are, even though there's got a roof, it hasn't got a roof on it. I'm not quite sure what this building was, but look, that bit's fallen down. And it's been here 100 years, so it stood up very well. Well, past the old town site, we went past that police station and prison complex. Come down the track a bit further, and this is where the Murchison River meets the sea out to the right. Can't actually see the ocean from here, but yeah, this is the Ashburton River. It's low tide at the moment. Little boat ramp here, people have been using, and plenty of water here. Well, I'm really glad we came out and had a look. This is certainly a bit of historic significance for the old town, and they said with the river silting up and cyclones damaging the old jetty, that's why they moved to the new location at Beeden Creek. Well, we came out to the road that said Port of Ashburton, but we've sort of hit a bit of a dead end here. Pretty sure that's Wheatstone's onshore processing plant, and out to the left is the port, but no public access. So we got this far, come for a look, and we'll head back into town. That jetty there is the Onslow salt loading facility, and this broadwalk here is the Ian Blair Memorial Broadwalk that takes you along the waterfront, and we're just going to go for a bit of a stroll along here now. The end of the Ian Blair walkway goes from Back Beach back to the War Memorial, which is the War Memorial here on the edge of town. Well, after 2 days here in Onslow, it's time to hit the road. We're heading up this morning to Point Samson for 3 nights, and we've got to go back out the Onslow Road to the Northwest Coastal Highway. It's about 350 k's up to Point Samson. The 2 nights we've had here in the Discovery Parks Caravan Park have been really nice. The park's a nice location. It's about 2 k's out of the centre of town. It's got a camp kitchen, it's got a rec centre, it's got a dining hall upstairs, and it's a mining camp accommodation here as well. So it's quite a big layout. Yeah, we've enjoyed our time up here. I think if we had a time again, I'd probably have another night up here. Did have a crack at fishing out on the groin and snagged a small cod which we threw back, it was a bit small. But yeah, we'll be on the road shortly and continuing our travel. So stick around and check out Point Samson with us. So this is Onslow Road where it meets the Northwest Coastal Highway again, so it's about 80 k's in. We just done 80 k's from Onslow back out to the highway, and we're going to turn left and head north, destination being Point Samson, which is about 57 k's past Karratha, and there's nothing coming there. We've just gone over the Cane River. According to the map, there's actually a bit of a campground here where you can camp overnight, but haven't actually seen where it is yet, so maybe it's not here anymore, or maybe we've missed it.
No, I missed this. Oh,
this is the Rogue River, and
wow.
There's a lot of water here. There's a campground, 24-hour stopover, a few people in there.
I missed the sign. Oh, we'll get it on the way back.
Well, we've just stopped here at Fortescue Roadhouse for fuel, and the rest stop's just down by the river. I just thought I'd show you the fuel price. Now the other day at Nanyatara it was $1.80.9 for diesel, and we're a few hundred k's further north, and diesel here is $159.7. Go work that out. Oh, big truck going past. No rhyme or reason to the fuel price up here, but yeah, just thought I'd show that to you. There's the Roadhouse, popular spot, and the Rusty Mobile's parked over there somewhere. Alright, peas there. These Sturt Desert Pea on the side of the road near Fortescue River have a black centre, where the ones we saw the other day over at Yardie Creek on the western side of Exmouth, they had that red centre to them. So whether it's just a different variety or whether it's a bit later on they turn black, I'm not sure, but yeah, there's quite a few of them here. Right, this is the Fortescue River, and we just pulled up on the side of the road after being at the Roadhouse, and we're going to take a little stroll down to have a look at the water. Just looking at that pylon there, there's a heap of wood and stuff stuck up on it, so obviously the water's been that high, and that's probably about 5 feet above the current water level. And I'll just pan around here and you can see the expanse of the Fortescue River here. No, you can get it in that one.
Yeah, but I want the sign.
No, you want that. We're just coming up on the left is the turn off to Point Samson, which is actually right on the edge of Roebourne, and it's about 19 k's up the road to Point Samson, and along the way we'll go past the turn off to Cossack and also to Wickham. We'll be checking those places out while we're staying here in Point Samson. We're just coming into Point Samson now. I'm not quite sure where the caravan park is, but can't be too hard to find. So we'll just see where we got to go now. There's a community park on the left, and from what I've been told, the caravan park's up here too. And there's supposed to be chalets and an office in the chalet is where the caravan park office is. Oh, hello, what have we got here? Caravan park, beach, Samson Beach. Looks like we might be in the right spot. Oh, they said the office was in the chalets, and that's where the chalets is. And there's the office. I'll just be pulling here. Okay, so the office tells us to come around here, and there's a caretaker in the caravan park. We'll just drive down here. Oh, there's the ocean. Looks a bit nice. All right, here's the caravan park here. The Samson Beach Caravan Park here at Point Samson is right opposite the water. I'll just pan around. Sorry about the sun's really bright. I'll just pan around across the road, and there's the beach. As you can see, it's low tide right now. It's quite low tide out there. And I'll just show you quickly around the caravan park. Right, here's Camp Rusty here on the corner. Camper trailer up. We've got the gazebo as well, which has been a handy addition. Nab's in the way here. Yeah, we brought the gazebo this time. That's been a really helpful addition. Should have brought it last time we went away, but anyway, yeah. No, the gazebo's been a really good addition in terms of a bit of extra room, bit of extra shelter. Right, I'll just show you around. This has only got 20 bays in it, so it's quite small. And as you can see, there's a few cleared out overnight. A few empty spots down the end. Someone's leaving there now. Pretty decent camp kitchen actually. We got in there last night and used it. Nice barbecues, nice clean area. Over this side there's a few more bays. The back corner, that one in there back, that's the camp host or the caretaker, and there's an ablution block here which is nice and clean and not laundry. And there's an upper level too to this caravan park which we didn't know about in the beginning, and there's room for 4 bigger vans up here, and they have their own ablution block as well. So yeah, that's this area up on top. Now let me just pan around here. This seems to have cleared out a little bit too. Now all these bays are all when you book a bay, you have to tell them how big your van or camper trailer is, because the bays are quite small in relation to some of the more new modern caravan parks. One we're in is only 14 foot deep, so it's really designed. In the early days when the caravan park was first built, it was really only for, you didn't have really big vans back then, so that's the reason why yeah, they're quite small. But it's a nice little niche caravan park. And next door, just take you next door and show you the general store and the tavern. Okay, this lawn area is associated with the caravan park as well, and up there, up those stairs, is the general store which sells a variety of groceries and camping and fishing gear. And to the left is the tavern and bistro, which can get a bit rowdy at night time, which it did the other night. Chase the Ace apparently the other week went off to $2,000 went off, so there was much celebration there. So yeah, it's quite a nice little quiet place set out here. There is another caravan park, a bigger one, which caters for the usual modern facilities with bigger caravans and ensuite sites as well. But this is a little quiet and a little bit out of the way, and this is a nice little quaint caravan park. And if you're looking for somewhere to come and stay in Point Samson, you don't have a big 30-foot van, this would definitely be a spot worth looking at. We've come out for a drive this morning out to Karratha, and we're heading off to Dampier at the moment. The Dampier salt is on the left there, and Tom Price's iron ore rail line comes out to Dampier where they load iron ore onto the ships, and then from here we'll duck out to Burrup Peninsula and have a look out there. So that's Tom Price railway line that runs under the road here out to the port. This looks like the Dampier Marina. local kids playing footy at the park. This is the Esplanade in Dampier. Oh, we're doing up the kids' playground. It's like a marina and a boat ramp. Right, we're up here on the lookout in Dampier, and this talks about Rio Tinto's Dampier salt operations. And if I just wave this out to the left, you might be able to see it. Somewhere in about there's a big stockpile of salt, and there's a loading facility further round. And if I cut across over here, this is Hammersley Iron's Rio Tinto loading. We saw the train line coming in, and their ship loader, it's around to the right, but anyway, I'll come around here. So that's where we were earlier. It's down the harbour, but their ship loader's further round to the right. So I'll have to go and get the picture of that in a minute. This is Rio Tinto's iron ore ship loading facility. And the wharf extends out there. Looks like they can do a couple of ships at a time. We've come out here onto the Burrup Peninsula, and this is where the onshore LNG processing takes place, and there's probably limited access out here, but we'll see what we can see in terms of how far we can get. Right, this is the Northwest Shelf Gas Project, and shows you here where the oil rig on the surface is clamped to the seabed. Shows here the LNG trains, and then the loading of the vessels here. And out here you can actually see the onshore processing plant, and this processes the gas coming from Gorgon fields. Comes from the North Rankin, Goodwin and Angel gas fields. It's out way off Dampier and 120 metres of water. Right, here's a section of undersea pipe that comes from the oil fields back to onshore. I'll just zoom in and you can hopefully be able to read this. Maybe you can't. Total length of pipeline is 134 k's. Maximum water depth is 125 metres. Pipe diameter is 40 inch. And it's nearly an inch thick. Not sure where this illustration shows it very well, but basically you've got 4 different oil platforms feeding into 2 undersea trunk lines that come to the onshore gas processing facility. Once it's processed, these jetties are where the ships are filled with the processed LNG and shipped off. We're out here at the Murrujuga National Park, and there's a heritage trail we can walk, and it says it follows the edge of natural rock piles which reveal signs that our ancestors camped here and cared for country, include shell, quarry sites, grinding stones and thousands of engravings. So we'll go and have a look and follow the walk trail. Now, I'm not sure whether these are going to come out too well. I think it's just there. There's engraving on that rock. Further up, if I point up here, sorry I can't zoom in anymore, there's an animal imprint which they say could be a fat-tailed kangaroo from 40 to 50,000 years ago. There's an engraving, I think it's that rock there, of an emu image.
He's up.
Frightened him. I did frighten him.
Well, there you go, Robert. There's your bag.
Well, we've come out here at low tide, walked off the beach, and as you can see, the rocks are all exposed, and The high tide this afternoon will probably have about 3.5, 4 metres of water over this. So just show you what it looks like at low tide. It's interesting little walk out here. There's an octopus here and he's trying to get away. He's in this little rock pool, but he's squirting water at me in an effort to shoo me away, but I won't be deterred. Oh, now he's hiding. These are oysters exposed at low tide. Now there's a blue-ringed octopus down in there. He poked himself out. I don't know whether you can see him, but yeah, he'd be a bit poisonous if he got you. Come out of Point Samson, we're just going to have a drive down here to look at Cossack, which is a couple of k's in off the road, an old fishing village, and there's a museum and a cafe, so we'll go and see what's down there. Well, we're here at Cossack, and across the road there is the cafe, and there's a museum as well, and there's ruins of an old building, and I'll just take you over here, and this is the creek that goes out to the ocean. Not quite sure what the creek's called. There's a boat ramp here. Low tide, it's probably, oh no, the tide's probably coming in. No, it'll be coming in because it's high tide this afternoon at 4 o'clock. So I'll just wave you around here and show you the quite a big creek system here. People in the way, I don't want to get them in the video. This is the old wharf at Cossack that was built in 1869, damaged by cyclone 1872, replaced 1887 and rebuilt between 1893 and 1894. Alright, and this is what's left of it. Yeah. Most important place in Cossack is the cafe. It's open and they do coffee, so Rusty's in for a hot chocolate. Okay, this is item 2 on the little walk trail that goes around Cossack, and this is the Customs House and Bond store, which is now the cafe. And this is the Cossack Museum, which is, I think it's open, so we'll probably go in for a look. I'm not sure if I can take my camera in though. Northwest Mercantile Store. Okay. Built in 1872. Not much left now, but some of it's still standing. Well, that's our look around Cossack. It's time to head back to Point Samson because I'm going to go fishing. Well, it's 7 o'clock Monday morning here in Port Samson and we're about to hit the road. We've got about 680 k's to get down to Carnarvon, and we'll be on the road shortly. We've got 2 nights in Carnarvon, and just an update on the Cossack Cafe. Hot chocolate was really nice, and scones, jam and cream went down a treat too. So if you're in that way, don't forget to check them out. Well, we just come out of Point Samson, back on the Northwest Coastal Highway, turning right, and that'll take us back down to Carnarvon. 668 k's to go. Now, it's a quick morning tea stop at Nanyatara. We've done 300 k's since we left Port Samson this morning, and it's just gone 11 o'clock, so we're doing pretty good time. The table I made in a recent video that I showed you comes in really handy. That one fits in the side of the track on the canopy. Yeah, getting a bit of a workout. Coming up on the Gascoyne River now. We just arrived in Carnarvon. The turn off to the left is the head south towards Geraldton, and just up here on the right we're staying at the Big 4 Caravan Park, which is just here, where that car in front's just gone, so we're heading in here too. And okay, so this is us. So we're here for 2 nights, and in this time while we're here, we're going to have a look around at the quick look around the area, and also we're going to have a look at the Space Museum. We've always been meaning to go to and haven't yet, so that'll be tomorrow. Stay tuned for that one. Well, we're here in the Plantation Caravan Park in Carnarvon. We'll set up the camper trailer and the gazebo, and our sister-in-law and her husband set up next to us. So yeah, not quite a nice shady park, and we're just going to go downtown and have a wander around along the foreshore. Just going for a drive downtown in Carnarvon, and the foreshore's in front of us, and there's a walkway they've built along the foreshore. There's a memorial to the HMAS Sydney, and we've been reliably informed that the pub does really good fish and chips, so we're going to go and check that out as well. Well, we're down here on the foreshore Carnarvon, and a nice expanse of water. There is an issue here somewhere, I'm not quite sure. Dog in the background having a good old bark. It's the whole foreshore redevelopment, so we're going to go for a walk along there. This is part of the memorial to the HMAS Sydney that was sunk by the Cormorant during the Second World War, and these plaques represent the names of all the seamen on the ship that went down. That's alphabetical all the way along this wall. And this is the start of the names of the sailors on board HMAS Sydney. Starts with A, and as you saw before, goes all the way down the other end there, all the way down to Z. This wall of remembrance is for the 645 officers and crew of the HMAS Sydney, lost in action with the German raider HSK Cormorant off the coast of Carnarvon, 19th of November 1941. And I'll just pan back here, and you can see that there's an anchor there which has come from the HMAS Sydney. And there's a sailor's prayer here. This is the roll of honour for the HSK Cormorant that also went down on the 19th of November 1941. List the German sailors that were on board. Well, this is fish and chips at the Carnarvon Hotel. Well, we've come out this morning to the Carnarvon Space and Technology Museum, which is up on the hill just out of town. So we're going to have a look around up here. Now this is a replica of the one of the rockets that was used to put man into space. And this is a replica of the Mercury Redstone rocket. And I'll just show you this board around here, and basically it shows the Mercury project, and this being an MR7, the MR7 was launched in May '61 and it carried astronaut Alan Shepard. So it sort of shows you Cape Canaveral launch here, went through its altitude program, and when the capsule deployed, landed back in the sea and then it was recovered. I hope you can see this. This is actually the simulator for the lunar module, or the command module actually, and you get to go in it and lay down in it and actually experience what it was like. So we're about to do that now.
Apollo 11, this is Lock Operations Manager. The launch team wishes you good luck and Godspeed.
Minus 60 seconds and counting. We passed T minus 60. 55 seconds and counting. All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting. 10, 9, ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Power clear.
I think we got a roll program. They're all 100%.
Just 30 seconds.
Stand by for 1 Bravo. Mark, 1 Bravo.
Neil Armstrong confirming both the engine skirt separation and the launch escape tower separation.
These are instrument panels that the station used to monitor and communicate with NASA in America. I think the lighting might be a bit poor, I apologise for that. Yeah, what they did in these panels we can probably do in a computer the size of a laptop nowadays, but it's pretty incredible stuff when you think back in the late 60s they were using all this for their comms and also for navigating a man in space. This display shows Andy Thomas, Australian astronaut who came to Carnarvon in 2014 to open the phase 2 of this museum. Well, I've come outside now, and here is the 30-metre antenna that was used by the Carnarvon tracking station, and you can't go in the bottom bit, it's locked, but there's a gate, no, there's a walkway up here, so we'll go and see what that's. Again, apologies if the wind noise is interfering with the audio, but it's freezing cold and it's windy as up here this morning in Carnarvon. See how far we can get up here. Oh no, you can just get to this first landing. Oh, there's some more satellite over there on the other side of the museum. Wow, it's a pretty sizable antennae. Well, that's our trip to the Carnarvon Space and Technology Museum. Hope you enjoyed the look around. Now we're probably going to head into town now, and we believe the old jetty was destroyed by a cyclone recently, and can't get out there anymore. We're just going to have a look around town and go and have a look at that. Well, today's our last day of our holidays, unfortunately. We left Carnarvon about an hour and a half ago, and we're heading back to Perth. We're just going over the Burrup River now. If Mrs. Rusty wants to point it out the window and show us the Burrup River, where we stayed there on the way up at Burrup Riverside Retreat. So yeah, we've probably got another 800 k's back to Perth. We'll probably do that today. Yeah, had a great time, and I'll wrap this video up a bit later on as we get closer to home. Well, 2 weeks ago we had lunch on day one at the 440 Roadhouse, and we've just pulled in again here at the 440. We fueled up, we just had lunch, and this is day 14, and this is the last leg of our trip back to Perth. I'd like to thank everybody who's been on the video all the way to the end. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. For all the places that we've stayed, I'll put a link in the description below. And we weren't sponsored by anybody. We paid to stay at all the different locations, but I'll put a link in the description below, as I said, to all the places we did stay, and that gives you an option. If you were keen to check out those places, you'll be able to see those links there. And we've done about, by the time we get home, we're probably going to do about 4,000 k's. Towing the camper trailer, we've averaged around about between 13.5 and 14.5 litres per 100 k's. And we had one stretch yesterday where it was a bit windy and we were up to nearly 17, but hey, you know, it is what it is. If you like the video, a thumbs up would be appreciated. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, the subscribe button's here somewhere. And be sure to check out the other two videos I've made while we're on this trip, the Burrup Station stay and also the Carnarvon Science and Technology Museum. Those links will be up here, otherwise you can find them on my channel. And finally, if you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. The link's in the description below. Any help would be greatly appreciated. These videos do cost a bit of time and money to produce, and we hope you enjoy them. But yeah, if you'd like to support that, that'd be great. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Glad you've been along the whole way, and we'll see you in the next one.